So weird. It's so weird for people to someone just used implants to tell me that, well, we're gonna say that man was just a guy with a family who just wanted to sit down and eat a sandwich. That's the story that this group of people are gonna tell people who watch the video I just posted. But he was doing more than eating a sandwich, and he only picked up the sandwich right before I picked up my camera. But like I said, before I picked up this camera, the man kept bending over and pointing his butt at me. Every single, like if I stood here where I'm standing now, he pointed his butt at me. If I stood there, right there, he pointed his butt at me. If I moved back here, he then twisted his hips and pointed his butt at me again. If I moved over there, he twisted his hips and pointed his butt at me. And he kept using an excuse that there was something else in that cart that he needed to pick up, or he needed to straighten out. But each time he bent over, his butt was pointed directly at me. And I swear that everybody here watched him do it, and they watched me. It was clear as day I was trying to avoid that man's bent over butt. They watched me move, and they could clearly see that there was somebody bent over that I was trying to avoid. So there's no hiding it. And when they watched me move, they could see what I was trying to avoid. When you see somebody move out of the way, you look around them and see, hey, why are they moving? And then you notice that there's a dude bent over with his butt pointed at where the person moved away from. So no, it wasn't like people were stupid or they were unable to see why I was moving. They were clearly watching some dude bend over and point his butt at me multiple times. In 3 or 4 minutes as I walked, I kept moving from spot to spot to prove my point that this guy was turning his body and bending over and pointing his butt in my direction. And all of these people you see just watched it happen and said nothing. So like I said in the last video, I firmly believe that there's a fear in this country that bad things will happen to people if they stand up to the gay community, or sexual harassment. If they say something that says you can't bend over and point your butt at somebody, they're gonna be hurt if they do that. But like I said, all of these people watch. They're still here. They watch this man do it. And if I was a bystander, I would clearly see that somebody was bending over and pointing their butt at somebody else, and they didn't want that to happen. And it was obvious as day. And if I worked here, I would try to call my boss and say, hey, what do I do? There's somebody who is like pointing his butt at somebody else, and he keeps doing it. He keeps bending over and pointing his butt at the people who at this black dude. So yes, I would ask myself, is that actually happening? Like, is this man actually, like, it'd be like a bizarre, like an unexpected bizarre thing that just happened to you. And I wouldn't,
welcome aboard flight 3549 to Baton Rouge. Group 8 customers are welcome aboard flight 3549 to Baton Rouge. And group 9 customers are welcome aboard flight 3549 to Baton Rouge. Reporting all groups, all rows for flight 3549 to Baton Rouge.
So yeah, like I was saying, I firmly believe these people just watched it happen, and holy crap, isn't that incredible? That there's like 30 people here and they just watched it happen. And this airport's pretty safe, man. They have security, they have police. You shouldn't be afraid to say something. You shouldn't be afraid to say, hey, hey man, why are you bending over and pointing your butt at that dude? You know, there's security everywhere. There's cameras everywhere, so you should feel pretty safe. But no one said anything, and they just let it happen. And I'm not exaggerating. If you work at this airport, or if you in the future and you're watching this video, I swear to you, that man continuously pointed his butt at me everywhere I went. Bent over, pointed his butt at me, and nobody said anything, and lots of people watched it happen. There they go. They watched it too.